Okay, let's start with a question. Why do some of the most revolutionary figures in sports get overlooked in the mainstream conversation? Don Nelson, who just passed away at 86, is a perfect case study. The man has 5 NBA titles as a player, revolutionized coaching, and shaped the modern game. But ask a casual fan about him, and they might shrug. That's what fascinates me about Nelson. He wasn't just a coach. He was a mad scientist who redefined what basketball could be. Let's unpack this. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Nelson's record of 1,335 wins stood for years. That's not just longevity. It's proof of adaptability. Coaching 3 different franchises to over 250 wins each, that's like reinventing yourself in 3 different eras. But here's the kicker. He never won a ring as a coach. So why does that eclipse his legacy? In my opinion, it's because we're obsessed with trophies in sports. But Nelson's real impact was cultural. He didn't just win games. He changed how the game was played. Take the point-forward concept. Before positionless basketball was a buzzword, Nelson was putting 6 feet 8 inches guys like Scottie Pippen in the backcourt. Why? Because he saw the future. He realized that speed and spacing would eat traditional big men alive. And this wasn't random experimentation. It was rooted in his Celtics days, learning from Red Auerbach. But here's what people miss. Nelson didn't just copy Auerbach's fast break. He weaponized it. He turned it into a philosophy. That 29-point comeback in Milwaukee, that wasn't luck. It was his belief that aggression beats convention. Then there's the We Believe Warriors. That 2007 upset over the Mavs wasn't just a fluke. Nelson engineered that chaos. He let Baron Davis freelance, let Steven Jackson go ham, and told his team, why not you? That's underrated coaching. It's not just X's and O's, it's psychology. And yet, how many credit him for planting the seed of defiance that Golden State still thrives on? Probably not enough. But here's the deeper point. Nelson's willingness to bet on scrappy, undervalued players mirrors today's analytics-driven, process over results mindset. He was ahead of his time. But let's talk about his players. Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Hardaway. These aren't just stars. He reshaped their careers. With Nash, he doubled down on pace, which feels obvious now, but was radical in the 2000s. And Nowitzki? Nelson saw a 7-foot forward before Europe was a pipeline for talent. That's scouting genius, but also risk-taking, which makes his feud with the Mavericks over Luka Doncic's trade so ironic. He called it a mistake because he valued development. To him, building was more fun than selling. What does Nelson's career say about innovation? It's messy. His record fell to Popovich, but his fingerprints are everywhere. Every time a coach benches a center, every small ball lineup, every 35-point third quarter, it's Nelson's DNA. What many don't realize is that his failures, like the Chris Webber rift, were just side effects of his gambling nature. He'd burn a draft pick if it meant testing a theory. And that's the paradox. Greatness requires both wins and losses. So here's my closing thought. Why do we remember some pioneers and forget others? Maybe Nelson's lack of a ring, or his tendency to clash with management, diluted his mythos. But if you look closer, he's the connective tissue between the Celtics dynasty and today's Warriors. His real legacy? Proving that basketball isn't about systems, it's about trust and chaos. Rest in peace to the game's ultimate disruptor. Now, what do you think? Does Nelson belong in the GOAT coaching conversation? Drop your takes below.